When promises run dry, like Umlazi steps, residents are also the victims ultimately, and it's been weeks and months for some since they've had running water. And the situation doesn't seem likely to change anytime soon. Adding salt to their wounds, residents say despite getting no relief from taps, they're still slapped with a bill each month. eNCA's reporter Lethiwe Mdluli following this story for us, and she joins me now. Lethiwe, how are things looking in the area you're in right now?
Well, we've been visiting a few sections in Umlazi, just basically going around speaking to residents about the ongoing issue when it comes to water. Some areas do have water, but unfortunately, majority of the affected areas are still without. And residents are frustrated, of course. It's been over 2 months, going into 3 months without water, and they are saying that the municipality is not coming to them with answers. I mean, we were in Umlazi this week, earlier on this week, with the Mayor Mdluli. He went there to check on the vandalized pump station that supplies majority of these sections. And when we spoke to him about this, he did say that the reason rather the residents don't have water was because of that vandalized pump station. But our residents are saying that this is not true, because the vandalized pump station was recently vandalized and they haven't had water for about 3 months. And unfortunately for them, water tankers have also stopped coming, and they are saying that this is very frustrating for them. On Sunday last week, they took to the streets. They were protesting, wanting the mayor to visit them for answers and to also just explain why they are having the situation, because unfortunately there's a lack of communication between the municipality and the residents. And unfortunately, most of the affected people are the elderly and those that cannot go and fetch water for themselves. The person that I spoke to earlier on at BP section, she is disabled. So you can just imagine that people like that who can't actually go and fetch water from the nearest river, how they are living in this situation. So it's a really, really dire state. But I do know that some sections that were affected before are getting water, and they are saying that they started getting water from Thursday. On Friday yesterday they did get water, but it was for a few hours. It is also frustrating because they are saying that there's no timetable, unfortunately, for this. While speaking to some of the residents a bit earlier on, this is what they had to say.
Sekabuhlungu kabi ngoba ngisho abazukulu abaye esikoleni ngoba emakhreshi amanzi awekho, ingane esikoleni aziki, and abantu abadala, kunabantu abadala kule ndawo esikuyona ka-AA, abantu abadala abangena abazukulu abangenamuntu abangakwazi ukuthi amanzi mayisefikile bakhelelwe balethelwe ngaphakathi. Sihlukumezeke kakhulu siwumphakathi, u-AA, u-184, u-AA, BBCC, sihlukumezeke kakhulu. Siyacela ukuthi uhulumeni angenelele. Sesikhathele Nkosi yami, sikhathele.
Since amanzi ephelile, it's been almost 3 months now. So kufika ama-waterkani iwona benokusiprovide ngamanzi, but sometimes mayifika awangeni emgaqweni amakude, so kuba nzima ukuthi mina kule simo ngikusona and ngihlala nogogo la endlini ukuthi ngikwazi ukuphatha amabhakede, ngikwazi ukungenisa la endlini, asikwazi ukuflasha kahle ama-toilet, and ekubhlungu kakhulu siphatha kabi ukuthi siyakhokha even though amanzi singenawo, but we're still paying a bill because last month sikhokha 800 rand, but asinawo amanzi. So I understand ukuthi how are we paying kodwa manje sibesingenawo amanzi.
Lethiwe, has there been any sort of timeline given at least to fix this problem, and are there water tankers in the area to get these people some water?
Well, unfortunately, we did pose this question to the mayor when he visited Umlazi this week. We asked him for a time frame. When exactly can these residents expect water on their taps? And unfortunately, he wasn't able to give a time frame, saying that we'll just have to wait until the pump station is fixed. But we do know that tomorrow the mayor will be holding a meeting with some of the affected residents. They're expected to hold that meeting in the township at BP section, and he's invited everyone who has concerns to come and meet with them. He's also going to be joined by city officials in this meeting, and residents, when I posed this question, they were saying that they can't wait because they need answers from the municipality. In terms of water tankers, you know, in Durban overall, there's a lot of affected areas. There's a lot of areas without water. And I remember a few weeks ago, I spoke to the head of water and sanitation at the Lethiwe municipality, and he did share that as a municipality, they are quite stretched because it's not only places like Umlazi that are affected. There's also Ntuzuma. We've been there trying to speak to residents about the ongoing water issues. They are facing the same issue. Inanda is also facing the same issue. So there's not a lot of water tankers to go around. But we do know that the municipality has bought a few tankers to add on to the ones that they have, and they are working or outsourcing when it comes to getting those water tankers. But unfortunately for residents of Umlazi, especially at BB, they are saying that water tankers have stopped coming, and these are some of the questions that they want to ask the mayor as to why they're not being supplied, because they don't have water on their taps. So these are some of the questions that a lot of residents keep asking, like why is there no communication between the municipality and its residents? And of course, why are water tankers not being supplied to these areas when the municipality is aware of the ongoing issues?
Exactly the same issue like we heard earlier from Heidi Jockers here in Johannesburg, Lethiwe, is that, it's various areas that are being affected by this issue. She also mentioned that, we can't keep on blaming load shedding for the lack of water. Is that also the case in KZN? Are people still blaming, or the municipality still blaming load shedding for the water crisis? Or is it a bigger infrastructural problem at the moment?
I do believe here in Durban it's a bigger issue. The infrastructure hasn't been repaired in years, and this is one of the reasons why majority of the southern parts of Durban do not have water. We know that one of the biggest pipes that supplies the southern parts of Durban is not working. It hasn't been working for over a year and 6 months. And when I asked the mayor about whether they are planning on fixing this huge pipe that supplies that area, he said that they are still waiting on designs, and that's a year and 6 months later of them knowing about this issue. So even the designs haven't been provided. But when we do go to the municipality and ask them about why they are failing to supply majority of the areas here in Durban with water, they keep going back to the floods. I think here in KwaZulu-Natal, a lot of government departments are going back to the floods, saying that a lot of infrastructure was affected by the floods, which is true, but unfortunately they are not acting. And I do think that it's a much bigger issue. I think it has to do with the infrastructural problem that the municipality has neglected for so many years.
Thank you so much. Lethiwe Mdluli in Umlazi, just giving us an update there about the water woes those residents are facing.